Buddies, it's your girl AyChristene, and today, Dan Plan, a couple weeks ago, was showing us how to know if someone's a sociopath, which we learned that his friend Jay and Steve are sociopaths. Now, Psych2Go is going to tell us 10 signs to know someone is lying to you. This works. I immediately think of all the girls that are like, I don't know if my boyfriend's faithful, and then I like comparing this to that. Or, yeah, because that's a constant. That's a normal. Unfortunately, that question is normal. It's so sad. People, be more faithful. If you feel like going a different route, just end the other relationship, please. All right.
What if you didn't need a lie detector?
It'd be nice.
What if your knowledge of psychology and human behavior was enough to tell if people were telling the truth?
Oh, goodness. He
Some
got really
are inherently born with the ability
intense.
to spot a liar.
You're a liar.
Study and practice for years before they can call people out on their dishonesty.
Okay.
Well, we're about to give you a crash course on how to spot a liar.
All right. Let's
Here
know.
are 10 of the most obvious signs.
I do like because there was a pop-up saying, do you like this animation style? I do.
One study on lying
Someone
found
being
that
evasive.
evasiveness was one of the biggest signs of dishonesty.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yes.
what is evasiveness?
But it could also be
Basically,
fear.
when people are lying, they are less likely to be specific.
Right. True.
They might say, I don't know, or I don't remember.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of lying, this is a massive red flag.
Yeah, because of course a lot of the
Inconsistency.
times you do know and they do remember. I really like
Liars
this
can't keep their stories
animation
straight.
style.
That's basically what psychologists mean when they say inconsistency.
Yeah, but people can forget
And
things.
studies have proven it's a big sign of lying.
Mm-hmm.
This is a common tactic used by police during interrogations.
Okay.
They act-
But all right, slowly roll real quick. Evasiveness in a regular conversation, okay, but when it comes to a police situation, people can be afraid. When you're arrested by the police or if you're getting followed or whenever police involved, sometimes, depending on who you are, it doesn't end up too well. So being afraid, people may be evasive because they want to end this situation as smoothly as possible to make sure nothing bad happens. So keep that in mind. Like you have to use context when you're going to use these tactics to find out if your friend is lying to you, you know? Some people can be evasive because they feel uncomfortable by the questions that they're being asked, and it might be just to end this conversation versus them actually hiding something, you know? So think about it.
Ask the suspect to repeat their story again and again, hoping to poke holes in it when certain details are inconsistent.
Yeah, that's what they do. Oh, hot dog, you
Simulate
lied!
facial expressions.
Simulated, what do
Although
you
this is
mean?
another huge sign of lying, it's very hard to spot.
Okay.
Why? Because some liars are just really good at acting.
At their face, yeah.
One study showed that only certain facial muscles are activated when people are experiencing genuine happiness. These muscles
Really?
are called the orbicularis oculi, otherwise
Okay.
known as crow's feet.
I'm not going to remember that name.
But
What did she say,
you
crow's feet?
have to be a serious expert to spot which muscles are being activated in the face.
Okay.
They can't
That was a
tell their
creepy,
story
like-
backwards.
Wait.
If you ever doubt that someone is telling the truth,
Okay.
ask them to tell their story backwards.
Ninja, what?
Studies have
Okay.
shown
Hullabaloo. I'm calling frickin' baloo. Have you asked somebody? I want you to go up to random people, five random people. Tell them, hurry, and say the ABCs backwards, right? That was a test. I don't know, because I've never been pulled over for drinking and driving or anything like that. No, I don't do it, is what I'm trying to say. But I knew that was like a test. Back in school, you learned that if the cops would, to test your level of ability, you would have to say your ABCs backwards. And I'm like, that's hard to do, like, sober. Z, Y, X, W, V, U, T, S. Like, you see, I'm having difficulty. Like, I'm saying it frontwards first to say it backwards. Telling a story backwards, Ninja, what? Things are consequential, so it's hard to, like, mess with that sequence. And not consequential. Things are sequential in stories. So when you mess up the sequence, it's hard to remember things. That's not a good sign of telling. This. I don't agree with this. I'm not gonna lie. I don't agree with this. Like, if you're like, hey, tell your story backwards, and be like, oh, now I feel uncomfortable. Like, I have to try to put them. It's hard to tell it frontwards. Now you want me to say it backwards?
That when people are lying, they have trouble telling their false version of events in reverse.
The truth is hard.
When people are lying, they have an increased cognitive load. This basically means that liars' brains are working much harder than those who are telling the truth.
I can understand.
When you ask
I can
a
see
liar
that.
to tell their story backwards,
Because they're trying to,
this might push their cognitive load over the edge.
Okay.
Leaving them unable to keep their stories straight.
This is hard to do frontwards,
Not
bro.
maintaining eye contact.
That's a good sign, actually.
This has to be one of the most obvious signs of a liar.
When they can't really look
Eye
at you.
contact is linked with truthfulness. And multiple studies have linked lying with the inability to look someone in the eye.
Oh my goodness.
Although this has been explored by research, it only takes a little bit of common sense to see why this is true.
I can
Once
see
again,
that. Eye
it goes
contact.
back to evasiveness.
It's hard. But again, with evasiveness, it could be out of fear if you're in a situation where you're scared and not necessarily that you're trying to hide something. So keep that in mind. Okay, they can't handle unexpected questions. I can't handle unexpected questions. I feel like this is just like how to be a regular person, bruh.
Unexpected questions. Like we've mentioned previously,
chips.
Liars are using
their did you eat all the chips?
Much more than those telling
this
the
is
truth.
a thing for me and my husband.
Honest people don't have to think too
but
hard
he stopped
about
lying.
what
He
they're
just tells the
saying.
truth now. He's like, yeah,
They're
I
simply
did.
telling the truth. Liars, on the other hand, are inventing entire stories and situations purely out of their own imaginations.
Okay.
Sometimes
Did they
plan
say
out their
that
responses and stories
someone
long
broke in and
advance.
just took the chips? They don't want the
That's why
money,
when we ask
the cash
them
now.
unexpected, random questions, it often catches
A
them
cat?
out. It's
You
another
blame the cat.
technique that police
Okay.
often use.
You are arrested.
Simply asking them what they were wearing or what they ate could be enough to leave a liar stuttering.
That's
Micro
true.
expressions.
What's
This
micro
is another sign
expressions?
which is incredibly hard to spot.
Okay.
Research has shown that facial expressions linked with genuine emotions might only last a few milliseconds.
Really?
As a general rule, shorter expressions are usually real. Longer, drawn-out expressions
Oh, but
have
this
a
looks
higher
creepy.
chance of being fake.
It's
A
creepy.
liar is essentially trying very hard to
Yeah,
show
love
everyone
it.
what they're feeling,
Loving
as
it.
opposed to genuinely feeling these emotions.
He's like, just
The
go away.
problem is that these genuine micro-expressions are very hard to spot.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're impossible to even see because they're so quick.
A lot of the times they will be quick, yeah.
Blinking. But there might be an easier way to spot what
Let's see.
psychologists refer to as masked emotion.
Okay.
Just take note of how
I like
often
the paper in the
someone is
background.
blinking. Research has shown that
Oh,
frequent
goodness.
blinking is linked to masked emotions.
Now I'm thinking about
A clear sign
how many
of lying.
times I'm blinking.
Their
Like,
facial
I
expressions.
just felt. Did
and their
anyone
emotions
else feel like they were blinking a lot just then? I need to rest my eyes for a second. I feel like my eyes were blinking a lot.
don't match up? This
Okay.
is something most of us are familiar with.
But there are people who are.
Sometimes people just give us a strange vibe.
Creepy.
Often, this is because their emotions and facial expressions seem totally disconnected.
Back
They
up.
might be
Yeah.
smiling when their body language seems sad, or vice versa.
Yeah.
Studies
Okay.
have shown
I'll
that
give you
this
this.
is a major red flag when it comes to lying.
Well, I was thinking of someone who's like telling you that
Play
they're fine
devil's
and they don't look
advocate.
fine.
Now we're getting into expert territory.
Oh, okay.
This might be hard to pull off, but it's a great way to spot a liar.
I like how he snapped
Let's
his
say
fingers at the
someone
devil now.
says that they love roller coasters, but you have a sneaking suspicion that they're actually terrified of them.
Okay.
All you need to do is play devil's advocate.
All right.
Talk about how scary you think roller coasters are, and situations where you've been terrified.
Oh, to get the truth out
They'll
of them.
probably agree with you on some level. Now, all you need to do is compare that statement with what they initially said about loving roller coasters. Which statement seems more genuine? The answer should be pretty obvious.
Okay, why can't you just ask them, are you sure you're not afraid of roller coasters? You know, is that not why is asking the question not an answer? Now, if they say, no, I'm not afraid of roller coasters, and then you then do this, and like, okay, you are afraid of roller coasters. But even it depends on the agreement. There's like a lot of extraness, because it could just be that they're saying, oh, I can see why people are afraid of it. Not saying, yeah, I am afraid, you know? I don't know if this was a good example. I don't think this was.
This is a technique which has been backed up by quite a few studies.
Yeah, I don't think that was a good example.
Tell us about your stories of when you caught a liar. What were some of the signs that made it obvious?
Okay, so for me, the signs that made it obvious, I'm not going to give it away, because if I give it away, I lose that opportunity. So facial expressions, I'm going to be very general. Facial expressions. Sometimes when somebody, I will say the facial expressions thing where in times when it's been proven that this person has lied, they've had a certain facial expression. So that was an easy way to pair up with any time that a question is asked and the response is given, and they have this facial expression, a certain type of laugh, then I'm like, yeah, you're lying. You did eat the food, or you did do this, or whatever. The other thing is the body language changes as well, you know? It seems to be the same every time that there's a situation and there's a particular question or lie. But that's when it's like light stuff. When it's more serious stuff, it's harder to tell, because I think when people are lying about serious things, they work harder to mask and to protect and to hide. And especially if it's a situation where they don't want to hurt someone's feelings, you know? I'm not saying everybody should go out there trying to figure out every person that's lying. I would say find out what's important to you. If it's like light stuff and you're just like, hey, I caught you in a lie, all right? But if it's like serious stuff, I would say equate what, you know, think about it. I'm not saying not to try to find out if they're lying, but I don't agree with everything that this video was saying, and I already explained it earlier, but let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Do you agree with everything that they were saying, or did I make some points to kind of change your mind? Let me know. If you liked that video, check out the link in the description box below to support everyone involved in Psych2Go. If you like this video, hug the life out of that like button. I love you guys as always, and until next time, buddies. Toodles.